Hi guys, it's your favorite LA realtor, India Nicole, and I'm here back with another super informative video. This one is about something I definitely have experience with, and is how to sell your home. These are going to be just some quick tips just to kind of help you get started. I am a licensed realtor in California, and I do have experience as far as listing homes, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I think works best as far as how to sell your home. All right, guys, so step number one, once you've made the decision to go ahead and sell your house officially, like you for sure know, hey, we got to go ahead and put this on the market. First things first, I recommend finding a realtor. That's the step number one. Find a realtor. Yes, you can go ahead and sell it by yourself, but unless you have real estate experience, it's not going to be easy. And people typically get lowballed once they sell their house on their own, because how that works is people will usually tend to overprice their home when they go ahead and sell it by themselves. And then once it sits for months and months and it hasn't sold, they're usually willing to take any offer, and it's usually a lowball offer. So that's why I said step number one, find a realtor. And if you want, you can do your own research just to find the best one for you, or one that maybe specializes in your area. But yeah, that's the step number one. Find a realtor. Like I said, you can do your research, but step number one, find a realtor. Step number two, and usually the realtor does this, but you can go ahead and do this as well. So usually what I recommend that you can do, like as far as doing your due diligence, before or even after you find your realtor, you can go ahead and just do some research, see what houses are going for in your area. As far as like comps go, again, realtors typically do this as part of our job. As far as listing a property, we always have to check comps to see realistically what your house can sell for in your area. Of course, it depends too on the condition of your house, what all you're including, any upgrades or updates, any fixtures you're including. All that varies, right? But for the most part, to get that accurate number, we have to do comps, and that's also what I recommend you do as a homeowner. Go ahead and do some research with homes that sold recently in your area, ones that are most like what you have, and then go ahead and compare it to that. And then that's usually how you can get your price. Most people, again, tend to think their house is worth like diamonds and gold and all that stuff, which is great. I understand it means a lot to you, but you have to be realistic about what homes are going for in your area. Like I said, it also depends on if you live in like a condo, a single family home, all that varies, but you have to be realistic about the price. So again, step number two is do some research and then see what your house realistically can sell for, and then you and the agent will usually agree on that together as far as what to list it for. Step number three, once you guys have come up with the number, again, you've gotten your realtor at this point, you guys came up with a perfect price to list your home at. Step number three for you as a homeowner, definitely go ahead and declutter. So if you have a house that has tons of stuff in there, or if you're like borderline hoarding, then you need to declutter, okay? Because of course, part of the listing process, people are going to need to see your house. Whether you do open houses or not, because of course open houses are optional, you don't have to do them. But I definitely recommend decluttering and just getting rid of anything excess that doesn't have to be there, just to make your home look good. Or let's say you've already moved out because you've already found somewhere else to live at that time before you even list your house. Go ahead and get all your things out, and then I recommend staging. I'll talk about that later on. But yeah, definitely step number three is declutter. Step number four. All right, once you found your realtor, you guys settled on the price, you've decluttered your house and cleared it from anything extra that doesn't have to be there. Step number four is going to be fix any repairs that need to be done that are major, unless you're selling your house as is. So let me explain that. If you have any repairs, like for example, if you've lived in that house, or that house has been in your family for 30 plus years, and you know you've never had anything done to that roof at all, or there's never been any roof repairs, you might want to look into getting a new roof yourself, unless you plan on selling the house as is. Now keep in mind, if your house requires major repairs, such as like plumbing, roof, maybe some major repairs on the inside of your home if something is not falling apart or not together fully, if your house requires any major repairs and you're selling it as is, you're obviously not going to have to go by the comps, because you're going to have to go by a lower price. No one's going to pay the same thing that a remodel house in your neighborhood sold for a few months ago. If your house requires a new roof, new plumbing, it hasn't been updated or remodeled since 1986, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be realistic about that. So if you're selling it as is, it is going to be a lower price point that you're listing it at. However, if you plan, like, let's say it does need a new roof, and a new roof is only going to run you, I don't know, I'm just throwing a number out there, like $7K, and you have $7K, you need to go ahead and get the roof fixed yourself. Especially if it's going to be something quick or something that you can get done like within a week or so, because again, that just means you're going to get more for your home, given that that's that repair had been done. But if your house needs like a ton of repairs, like everything needs to be fixed, then I recommend going ahead and just selling as is at that lower price point. Step number 5. Okay, so we've already got the realtor settled on a price point, decluttered, fix any major repairs that we at least want to fix. Like I said, if not, you don't have to. You can sell as is at a lower price. But step number 5 is going to be curb appeal. So focus on the curb appeal. And again, this doesn't really count if you're selling your house as is. But if you're not selling your house as is, you definitely want to make your house look as appealing as possible on the outside. So that includes maybe getting rid of any dead plants. If it's something overgrown in your front yard, get rid of that as well. Or maybe just fixing or sprucing some things up. Sometimes for some houses or condos, it doesn't take a lot. Or if you're in a condo, you may not have to worry about the outside, of course, because that's what the HOA takes care of. But if you live in a single family home, you definitely want to go ahead and make sure that the outside of your house looks great. And again, that can be done by fixing any landscaping, getting rid of excess clutter on the outside of your house, or maybe just going ahead and adding a little something extra in case you just want to go ahead and just make it look more appealing to get that perfect buyer. And last but not least, step number 6. So once you've went ahead and found the realtor, settled on a price point, and fixed anything that needs to be fixed, declutter, worked on curb appeal, the last step is to go ahead and let the realtor do what they do, which is pretty much list your house and sell your house. Now, as far as how much your home will go for, it truly depends on just the market itself. It depends on the area and the condition of your home. Of course, we usually always want to go ahead and take offers that are over asking, but that might not be the case for everybody. And again, there are too many factors that go into that for me to narrow it down to just one. It literally could be just a matter of timing too. Sometimes it may not be the right time to list your house. But again, that's where consulting a realtor is very important, because they can go ahead and do all the research for you and tell you realistically about what you're looking at as far as if your house is going to be sitting or if your house is probably going to be able to get some decent offers. Of course, they can't determine that or guarantee that, but at the same time, they can give you a realistic expectation of what to expect. So again, step number 6 is let the realtor do what they do, list your house. Once the offers come in, they usually will go over them with you. You choose the best offer based off what you want to sell your home for and your conditions and terms if you have any. And then you go from there and get your house sold. Yeah, so again, I am a licensed realtor here in California, in the Southern California area specifically. So if you or anyone else is in the Los Angeles area or even Orange County or surrounding, and you want to go ahead and list your home, or you just have questions, I would love to help you out, because again, I do have experience listing and selling homes. I would definitely love to help you out. So if you have any questions, my information is going to be down below. Go ahead and reach out. And until then, happy selling.